This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what the kids say. And what are we doing this week, Jeff? Go.
I don't even fucking remember. But we're doing Tool. We're doing Fear Inoculum.
We just had so many technical difficulties over the last hour. Oy. Yes, Fear. I'm not no, we're not doing Fear, dude. We're doing Tool. Fear Inoculum. That's right. Their latest record from 2019, their 5th record. And people who have listened to us for however long they've been listening to know that we don't really like Tool. We really don't. But for whatever reason, this week really changed our minds. So we did take I think, a deep dive into Fear Inoculum, lyrics, how it was made, the music, all that shit. So we're going to get into that. And let's start with our, what do we do? Let's do our origin story.
Kid.
Origin story with Tool, first impressions on Fear Inoculum, the reason why we're doing Fear Inoculum, and then we'll start breaking down the record or getting into the record. So what do you got? Go. First, or origin story, go.
Yeah, just like Schism was the first real thing I remember from Tool. And I've like, everyone likes that bass line. It's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it always kind of reminded me of what's the Limp Bizkit song? Boo, boo, boo,
Rearranged.
Blue. Yeah, it always kind of reminded me of that. But I was just like, oh no, Schism's kind of better though. But I still like the rearranged. But anyway, that's my origin story. And then never got into Tool, like, ever. And there's been times where I've met people like, oh, dude, Tool's my favorite bands, like various Tooligans throughout my life, and I listened to them here and there, but it never really clicked. But it did this week, and I think I know why. So I think I did it. Yeah, we'll get into that. So
my origin story is also Schism. That was the first time I remember hearing on K-Rock back in the day. They played that song a lot. They still play it on K-Rock, or the last time I was listening to K-Rock, which was like 6 years ago. But yeah, so that's my origin story, is that song. I thought the song was fine. I thought it was cool. And that was what, 1999, 2000, something like that, when that came out. And I never really got into the band. I really have never gotten into the band. I've always respected Danny Carey. I think Danny Carey is, like, objectively one of the greatest drummers of all time. I think he's the greatest current living drummer right now. But I think he could go down as the greatest drummer ever. So yeah, but other than that, I've just never gotten into them. And we did them on the podcast. We did Lateralis 2-3 years ago, and we just kind of ripped out a new one. Like, we just didn't care. We didn't get it. We ranked the records back then, but it was just, we just didn't give a fuck about the band. But this week really changed a lot. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what clicked for me. Maybe you have a better explanation, and I'll agree with you. I don't know. So that's my origin story. And also, first impression with Fear Inoculum, this is a great record. I don't think it's their best, second best, but this is an incredible record. You thought this is their best record.
Absolutely. I don't think I know this is their best record. Yeah, my first impression was we were going to do Anemic, and going through them, and then I think it was like when I got to like 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I texted you, and I was thinking in my mind, I was like, dude, we cannot do Anima. That record is not where I'm at right now. I'm not saying it's a bad record. It's just not where I'm at. It's not what I want from Tool. Mm-hmm. I think what really clicked for me is we've always intook a lot of music, a lot of different genres of music, but I think, like, especially for me, when we started collecting the vinyls, like the doom, the sludgy, the slow psych fucking, and it really started during like the pandemic. I remember I was at Planet Fitness, and like I was just on a random playlist of just like metal stuff, and Acid Mammoth came on, and that's what really, really started it for me. And then like Master of Reality, I was like, holy fuck, this is actually like fucking their best record. And then it just spiraled out of control. Just like, even still to this day, I love that genre, and I love that because there's a lot of space, a lot of just like let it play, let the kids play. And I think that's what finally did it for me with Tool, is because I don't expect these stoner rock bands to have this huge drop, and they do sometimes, But like sometimes sometimes I like just to hear him play for 2, 3, 4, 10 minutes of the same riff. And they're not really that good, right? But it's still kind of cool because they'll modulate it a little bit and they'll add a riff here and there. But Tool does it in a way that's just like beyond control. And they're not like stoner rock, doom rock, or anything like that. But they could be. This could be a fucking dope like doom stoner rock band.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Since you've become such a stoner rock fan over the last 6 years, it makes sense because it very much is like the same kind of trudging along kind of feel to the song, kind of same tempo essentially, and just the looping riffs, the looping bass lines, and just going along for however long the song wants to go on for. I mean I do like that kind of shit too, and we did the Mars Volta last week, and if you listen to a lot of early Omar solo records, there are a lot of songs like that where it's just a looping bass line for 10-15 minutes, and then Omar does his shit over it, and then you'll have a saxophone come in and blare its fucking horn everywhere, and I get it. Like maybe that's why I kind of got it this week. I think I went into it with a very different mindset, and I just became like kind of hypnotized by their music. After I got past Undertow, I just started to get into this kind of like trance almost, and I was just kind of zoning out, but really digging it. And I listened to all of their records at least twice this week. And Fear Inoculum I got through 3 times, and this is their longest fucking record. It's an hour and 26 minutes long.
So good.
It's crazy long. So I guess that's kind of my first impression too. It's also this album is post going on tour with Meshuggah and Fantomas, and that to me that kind of changed their trajectory and like how they wrote songs, and that was started on 10,000 Days. And your thought is that Fear Inoculum just did 10,000 Days better, which I disagree with. But I do like that kind of heavy chugging guitar that you hear on 10,000 Days, and they do it a lot on this record too. But I think it was just such those two bands were such a massive influence on Tool in the most positive way. And honestly, I think it made their records better. And that's why I like their 2 newest records better than everything else. But
they kind of just got better. I mean, with my rankings, I guess I did rank them in order, like from Undertow up. I didn't realize that.
Oh, you did, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what you did. You did Opiate last. That was your least favorite.
Literally since Opiate. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I did not even realize that. Shit.
And then I did. Oh, that's funny. I think what the stoner rock stuff did for me was just embrace like the not noise, right? Just embrace the downtime of music. And in prog music, you can say like there's a lot of that, but it's easy to like Yes and Crimson, right? Just because like you're supposed to like that shit, and it's easy to like that. It's made to be likable because it was like the first of its kind and whatever. But it's harder to like newer prog, especially like prog metal, because it can be too Dream Theater. I don't get like Dream Theater. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't care. But even like Coheed too, that you talked about, like Coheed's very prog in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah,
but sometimes it does kind of like, dude, now you're just making too much noise. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of prog bands, is just make too much noise. Like, calm the fuck down. You don't have to always be playing something. And so when this album hit and I finished it, I was like, wait a second, that was really good. And so then I immediately listened to it again. And this time I kind of like didn't even take any notes, nothing like that. I just put cans on. I was even at work and I put cans on. It's like, nah, dude.
At a record store.
Yeah, I'm at record store.
The owner is wearing cans, listening to music.
Loser. And it was on. I think it was on Monday. No, it had to have been on. Yeah, it was on Monday. So like the first thing Monday, I listened to it with cans on, and that was the second listen through. I think I listened to this 5 times. God damn, way too much. And then that's when I was like, fucking hell, dude. And then we'll get into it. And like, Danny Carey's obviously, not even obviously, it's beyond obvious. He is the best member musically in the band. He's dude, the guy has like limbs that don't even understand they're part of the same fucking body. like throwing out polyrhythms at will. Just
Rhythms.
I'll do this now. I'll do this now. I'll do this now. Like what the fuck? I even tried to do just like basic ones with just like my two fucking hands. No, no. I just cannot.
And then you throw his
it.
feet into the mix too.
Both feet,
Yeah,
right?
both
Because he'll
feet,
tap
yeah.
the hi hat and then he'll hit the bass and God, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So I do think this is I basically have like my 3 best songs, and then everything else I just wanted to talk about. I have no stinkers on this. I don't think there's anything that's even close to a stinker.
Mm-hmm.
I think the three songs you didn't take notes on, the 3 instrumental ones, like they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
They're all on different, like the CD doesn't have one of the songs, and then the vinyl version doesn't have one of the songs, and the streaming thing has all the. It's a weird
it's really weird
track listing.
Well, I guess the reason they didn't put it all on the CD and things like that is because it was too much for a CD, way too long for a CD, would not fit. So that's the reason why. But yeah, and Maynard had said about this record too that it's the reason why all the interludes are here because these songs were meant to just be one giant song, one giant hour-and-a-half long song. So that's why they're there. But then they did end up splitting it. And I mean, you could honestly say that about most of their records. They could just be one giant song, maybe like an outlier like Schism on Lateralis, But otherwise, most of their albums could just be one giant song. So that's not much of a stretch for him to say.
Is that your new thing now? You like that?
Yeah, you know it. Got a little clicker.
Who does that?
It's Kramer.
Yeah, there's some other. Oh, it's in Seinfeld too. When George is going to his doctor's, his acupuncturist or some shit. It's played by the girl with the poofy hair from like Will and Grace or some shit. And the front desk lady's like, "Well, we got to charge you $50 because you didn't cancel within 24 hours." He goes like that. And George gets her back later on and says, "Well, you didn't call me. My appointment was canceled, so it looks like you owe me $50." And it's all douchebaggy.
And then doesn't it stop and then the music plays?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. That was that girl. But yeah, Kramer also goes or some shit like that. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, rant already. So I guess we're not going to go sequentially through these tracks. We're just going to go.
We are going to go sequentially.
Oh, we are going. Oh, okay, that's fine.
I don't give. I'll do.
Okay, all right.
This is what's happening.
This is what's happening. Okay, so then let's start with the title track, "Fear Inoculum," 10 minutes and 21 seconds long. This is my 4th banger on this record. I have six bangers
Good.
on here.
Good.
So banger 4 for me.
Banger
what
4?
What do you got on this one?
What do I got? So I will also say too, like lyrically, I did lyrics for most of these. At some point, I was like, dude, I honestly don't care about these lyrics. I don't care about reading them. I just don't care. I like this music so much, and I have a lot of notes for a lot of these things. So I just stopped doing it because I didn't give a fucking shit, and that's what I can do because I don't care. There's no restrictions here.
Okay.
But yeah,
right.
Title track, Fear Inoculum. I love this. I love how it opens. Very tribal feel of this. It's a cool, dark, kind of like secretive sounding song. I think it's a fantastic opener. Like Danny uses very little cymbals in the first part, like a bell here or there, but ultimately just keeps like his beat very tribal, very minimalist, simple, as also like to simultaneously grow with the theme of the song, the album. And it's kind of crazy too. This fucking album comes out like before like the world shuts down and loses their fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, God, I wish like we had gotten into this record while we were just sitting at home, like with our thumb up our butts, wondering when our government's going to let us be humans again.
For like that first month, yeah.
Fuck, man. But I like Maynard's slowed high vocals here. Like, they're not annoying. And I don't think Maynard's ever annoying. That's also another reason why I like this. And then 10,000 Days too. Maynard, he's not non-existent, but he's as close as he possibly can get to being non-existent on this record. There's a lot of parts that are just, he's completely gone. There's even like you can, when they play some of these songs live, like there's that post with him going backstage and like massaging Josh Freese in the back during one of the big breakdowns because he has so much time to just do nothing that he'll leave the front of the stage and go back and just dick around because he's got like 12 minutes to kill. But the song opens up in the chorus, but it doesn't necessarily have this big drop, this big like payoff, but it opens up and lets this like huge wall of sound in. And Justin hits these notes at like just create such deep harmony in the chorus because the chorus is very, very basic. I love it. Justin does a lot of cool shit in this record, man. A lot of cool shit in this song. A lot of like cool swells, a lot of effects, especially in the beginning of this. And again, with cans on, you can hear the separation between Justin and Adam doing the same thing, kind of like fighting each other, playing off each other. It's so fucking cool. And at like the 250 mark, we get this like insane riff from Justin, like one of his best riffs he's ever fucking done. And then like the song becomes like a whole new thing. And the last part of the song, man, this last part is just like, it's really about expanding slightly and this leading onward. Like everything's just pushing forward a little bit. Everyone's becoming more powerful. You're syncing up with Danny just to service like the song and just let Adam riff a little bit. And Adam like builds like song by song by song until like essentially one of these songs is Adam's song, like the best, maybe not his, I would say his best performance, but like something that's like his magnum opus within Tool's discography. This song is amazing, incredible.
It's fantastic. And you know, when I was looking up these songs, I mean, I'm not going to try to even attempt to count out these songs when it comes to the time signature of him. So I just kind of Googled it and kind of saw what people were saying on Reddit and what AI gave me as well. And of course, AI is wrong like 50% of the time. But yeah, a lot of people on Reddit for almost all these songs are like, I'm pretty sure it's this, I'm pretty sure it's that, and I think this part has this one type of time signature. But the overall consensus with this track, it's primarily an 11/8, which is just like, why 11/8? But it occasionally switches to 12/8 and 5/4. I can't even wrap my head around that. Like, I mean, you and I play guitar and we try to play drums, and we can play punk music and we can play some metal music, but it's just like, this is just so far out of our wheelhouse that I can't even if I try to count it out, I couldn't do it. Like, I just couldn't do it.
I wouldn't know how to count it out because I would lose time because I tried on Numa because we watched that. I sent that video of the different. Actually, I didn't send the video of him, but the guy that I sent the video of from the Gojira thing. If you go on his page, he did a little breakdown of Numa.
Okay.
I thought I sent that one too. Maybe I didn't though.
No, you didn't.
I don't know if you did. But anyway, like the guy broke it down, like his rhythms there or his signatures there. And even then I was like trying to like, okay, here we go. One, I'm going to switch over to this. Like, fuck. And every time I just couldn't get it.
Yeah. It's rough. And you know, this song has a little bit of everything that they love to do. You know, you have Justin's looped bass line for several parts throughout the song. And because the song is fucking 10 minutes long, you know, you have instrumental breaks or just verses that go on for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. So it's just the loop that I don't even remember how his bass went in the song, but you get the loop and then you go into something a little bit more traditional into the chorus or whatever other part, instrumental section. And then it would drop back into a loop. And that's just what they love to do. And there's also a lot of Middle Eastern feel and influence on this, a lot of tabla. I think that's how you pronounce that instrument, the little percussive instrument. Danny Carey uses that a lot in here. And from what I read, people were saying that this is how a lot of Middle Eastern music goes. Like the way the kind of time signatures and the feel of Middle Eastern music is, it's very similar to this, which I thought was interesting. Danny Carey took from a completely culturally different, stylistically different type of music and threw this into essentially a rock song. And, you know, you don't see people do that, especially percussionists like Danny Carey, but the guy is that fucking good. And then, it just kind of, obviously with all Tool songs, they just build, and build. And then at the very end of this one, the outro, I guess it's one of the outros, that final outro, it just gets super heavy. It speeds up, or I think it speeds up because it feels like it does. But then some people are saying when you fuck with time signatures a certain way, it'll sound like a song speeds up when it actually doesn't. Like the tempo never changes, but the time signature changes, and that's what makes you feel like it's sped up. So that's probably what it is. But once again, it just goes to show, man, Danny Carey, dude, this band. Some of the negative things I would say about this band, and we have talked about it before, is that if they did not have Danny Carey, this band would just be so mediocre. Like they would have, I don't think they really would have gone anywhere. Danny Carey is the one that shines. Adam Jones is the least important member of this band. And then Maynard.
Maynard's the least important person in this band. And I thought Adam Jones too until this record. I was like, damn. Adam
I would say
this record.
This and 10,000 Days, Adam is totally stepped up his game. But even still, to me, I still think he's the weakest member overall. Like, if you look at their whole discography, he is the weakest member Maynard.
He's not
then
like a
Justin.
traditional lead guitarist, and that's like by design. That's not what he wants to play.
True.
He wants nuance. He wants like texture. He wants things that just haven't really been done, that people aren't really doing, and he wants to play slow and deliberate. And some of the solos on this record are just like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah, there's some really cool
like I want you
solos.
to go faster, but then oh, but what you did with that was really, really cool.
And sometimes when he we'll get into it, but sometimes when he transitions out of certain solos, which aren't even long solos, he'll transition into a really cool lead line, just a normal lead guitar line. He'll just kind of repeat that over and over again, and then just fall back either into like a big instrumental section or go back into another solo, but never anything that's too flashy, which is cool too. I appreciate that because there's already so much going on, and you could just throw too much into the pot with songs. So
He's
I do like
he's
that.
very effects heavy. He's like the Edge if the Edge were a good guitarist. That's what Adam's like.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes.
Man, it would have been cool to see that Doc and Make It Loud and replace Edge with Adam. That would have been cool.
Honestly, replace the Edge with anybody. I mean,
Literally anybody.
that doc was so cool. That doc was so cool, except for the Edge. It Might Get Loud documentary from like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, and then watching Paige and Jack White to like look at each other and look at Edge and look at each other like,
I know it was it was to the point where you feel bad for the Edge because he cannot keep up at all, just at all, without his effects.
Pretend.
He cannot keep up. Lyrically, I did write notes for all the lyrics here. I think
good.
compared to when we did Lateralis a few years ago, those lyrics seemed very, at least from when I'm remembering, they were very, very cryptic. They were hard to figure out, decipher what they're talking about. But I feel like the lyrics here are way more straightforward than they were 16 years prior.
Yeah, Doom, fucking growing up.
Exactly. And this song
Old age.
specifically, I feel like it could be about facing your fears of societal norms and just how there are so many negative influences on you, and how at some point you just have to overcome it. Because, like social media and everything, people can get so addicted to it, and that's all that becomes your life. And just you feel like everybody's watching you and judging you, but then you realize, who gives a fuck anymore? Like
Nobody gives
a shit about you
at all.
People only care about themselves. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, and just overcoming that fear, and that's what this song is. I feel that's what it is.
Good. No,
So-
it's pretty much what I got.
So let's get into Numa. This is my favorite song.
Numa, hey? Yeah.
Numa.
This is my favorite song. I think this is their best song. There's a lot of Redditors that kind of feel the same. You can type in any one of these songs and then just Google search it, and there's fucking hundreds of posts and articles about every single one of these. So it was fun to read some things, and then some of the later songs too. There's a lot of conspiracies. That's not the right word. A lot of fan theories about some of these songs. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even in the Fear Inoculum, I read one guy talk about. He's like, man, it's so cryptic. It's almost like Maynard had this premonition about the pandemic.
Oh my god.
And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, that's fair. That's a cute theory. Let's leave it at that. Nope. Someone had to come in and be like, well, like Mulder style from the X-Files. Well, and then gave he said this one time and said this one time. And if you look at the state of America, or the world, and where we were headed, it's not crazy to think about. And there has been cases where people, I'm like, oh my fucking God, bro, you're wild.
I know.
Track
I read
one, and you're
I read
wild.
a lot of that shit too.
It was fun. It was straight up like the X-Files. It was cool. I enjoyed it. Silly, but I enjoyed it. Anyway,
And also,
Numa,
sorry, go
go ahead.
continue.
Nope. Also, what? Yeah, more.
I was going to say,
X-Files?
going down to reading a lot of Reddit threads and all that. Every single Reddit thread I read, there were at least 5 or 6 comments of people saying, this song makes me cry every time I hear it.
Oh yeah.
How many times I heard people talk about how this song makes them cry. Whatever song it is. It doesn't matter what song on the record. It could be the instrumental song, and somebody will say, this song makes me cry every time. Or I cried the first time I heard it. Every fucking time.
Movies, I cry all the time in movies.
I'll cry. Yeah, I'll cry in movies.
I don't think you've ever cried in your fucking life, you monster.
I cried.
And-
I was reading a book a few weeks ago and I cried.
Oh my God. books are so dumb.
I really did though. I really did. And then I DM'd the author because I know her, and I said, "This short story you wrote, like I teared up. It was so fucking sad."
Dude, it's so
I did.
Fucking.
I did. I don't care. I know. I only because I knew her. Like I was like, I love the book that you wrote.
What was it? What book is it?
It's called.
Do I know her?
You don't know her, no. Wait, what is the book now? I can't even think right now.
If you don't even know the author, don't even know the book.
I do feel bad right now.
It's all making up.
Her name is Marina Mulars.
Marina.
Yeah, and she wrote a book of short stories, and they're all fantastic, and they're fun, and they're funny, and they're equally as sad, and it's great. It's a great book of short stories.
I cried at video games.
Never cried at a video game. Movies and books, but never a video game.
Last of Us teared me up. Especially at the very end when Ellie asked him, like, are you telling me the truth? And like, like, dude, he's lying, but like,
spoilers.
You can't tell this little fucking kid. Oh, dude, I know. But like music, besides Regina Spektor, I don't really think I could cry. I don't know.
Regina has been the closest I've ever gotten to shedding a tear.
Now, if we see Regina live,
oh, for sure, I'm going to be crying.
I cannot be held responsible for salty discharge coming from my face. But not Tool, bro.
Not Tool, yeah. No, that's just silly boy talk.
That's silly boy talk. That's silly Billy. Numa, number one for me. This is the fucking bee's knees right here. Like this, what's cool about this is I think everything in this song, this whole fucking 12-minute saga, everything comes back to the main riff. Danny Carey's ability to just on the fly adjust like polyrhythms at will is fucking just absolutely wild. Like, again, I don't understand how you can fucking do that with your limbs. Also, like, it's kind of funny, but the 8 Mile song, that dun 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 dun, that kind of reminds me of this main riff. Yeah,
I could hear that. Yeah,
it kind of reminded me. I kind of chuckled. Later on, there was a Disturbed song that I heard in here too. And I thought that was funny. But Adam kind of takes the bass approach in the song, like propping up Justin's line, propping up Justin's parts, and I think like that's what Tool's all about. Like taking pretty simple songs, riffs, structures, and it's turning them into like these elaborate melodic pieces. And there's a lot of times where I'm hearing the same riff or part from other songs, and I think that's intentional. I'm like, oh, dude, you guys, this sounds like Schism, or this sounds like whatever from Undertow. This sounds like this, and I think that's intentional. They reuse, they like plagiarize themselves because they're so good that they can dumb down their own riffs and adjust them and modulate them and make them something different on the fly in real time, like right in front of us. Like the bridge too. The bridge is 4 fucking notes, with 2 of them being the same. But that bridge is able to accomplish so fucking much in the most basic of like music delivery. It lets Adam riff over it for a bit and like bring it back to the chorus. It lets Danny just fuck off and do whatever the fuck he does. I think everyone just lets Danny does what he does. Oh, that's just Danny. Danny being Danny. Yeah. And like all the while, like all 3 of them just are really building the song. They're building the song slowly. But yeah, we don't get this huge drop that like you would normally think you would in like metal music. But that's what the band is about, right? Like circling the drain in the most like artistic, adventurous way you possibly can. I love it. Like this song is what got me. I was like, damn, I get it. I get that like you are playing with our expectations. You expect us to think that you're going to drop. You expect us to think that you're going to do this. And it's all about just randomness. Like, where are they going to go next? I had no fucking idea. Much in the same way like the Mars Volta, right? Like, where's Omar going to go next? But you can kind of tell like where he's going to go a lot of the times. And like with Tool, yeah, you can tell like they're never going to have like, this big drop. But it is fun to hear like where they end up. How the fuck how do we end up here? 7 minutes into the song, how do we get here?
Once again, it's Danny. That's what it is. It's you have all these incredible builds here, and the only thing that ties it all together is Danny's playing because you'll get the build up and Danny will just be going all over the fucking kid, just fucking going nuts all over all these toms. I mean, his kid is massive. His drum kit is fucking massive. He's going all over the place, and then he'll just do one last note, just like let it ring out, hit a cymbal and just let it ring out, and then it'll quiet down, and then it'll start building again. You know, Justin will come in with a riff or with like the loop, whatever loop he's doing in that song, and they'll just start building again, and you'll hear Danny like playing all over the toms, like I don't even know what he does. It's all
like
over the place.
I don't know if it's all Danny though. Like it's probably like 60% Danny.
I'd say like 80% Danny.
No,
and then
not
Justin
80%.
and then Justin like 15% and then Adam the other 5%.
That's being way too strict on the other guys.
No,
these guys understand the assignment, and they fucking just absolutely slay it. Like Justin's bass playing, he's never like show off. He's not like a Matt Freeman out here just noodling as much as he possibly can. But there's octave jumps. There's times where he's doing hammers, and
yeah,
it's just his deep like sense of melody is always there. And whenever they do have a melody, and again the main riff of this song, Justin props it up, right? So like we do all these weird things, but then we come back to the main melody, and Justin understands that. And then the first time he'll do it, he'll be in the low end, and the second time they hit the melody, he'll be higher in the neck, and the third time they hit the melody again, he'll be back in the low end to kind of bring you back to the beginning and like, oh yeah, that's where we're at now. Okay, cool. So like it's not just Danny, but and like you could say like, oh well, any bass player can do that, or any guitar player can do what he's done, but like I don't know, man. They don't do it though.
They don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
but they also don't have
nobody
Danny.
Sounds like Tool.
They also don't have Danny behind them to make it all make sense. Because
I mean,
you could write
like
you could write these riffs, you could write these loops and everything. But
no
if
one
you don't,
does.
But I know they don't do it because they don't have a rhythms, or they don't have the backbone that is Danny Carey. Because this
great drummers out there that are not.
But there's not a Danny Carey.
Oh no,
like,
of course not.
There's
but
not.
There are
there's
drummers
not another
that can be right below Danny. There's hundreds of them out there.
But not in 1989 or whenever this band fucking formed, 1990. There was no drummer outside of Terry Bozzio. There was no drummer that played like this. There just wasn't. Maybe Ginger Baker before that, but even that's a stretch. I'd say Terry Bozzio is the only drummer that plays most similar to Danny Carey.
I mean,
that's just the way it is.
A lot of the old blues and like Ginger Baker and a lot of the old like prog guys can do this. Like Bruford can play these polyrhythms. He can.
They can, but they just don't. And
the music's not conducive to it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
That's my point
with Crimson and stuff. So to say that like Danny Carey's what is driving this band forward is a little. I'm not quite on board. I think Danny's like 60% of it.
Let's go with 70. Let's split the difference here.
We'll do 70.
We'll do 70 here. 70%.
I also saw too. I didn't know this until I read it this week. But the only reason why Danny Carey was even in the band is because he felt bad that everybody kept ghosting them on rehearsals.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'll fill in. So that already tells you right there. This guy, like Danny Carey, clearly had his height or his sights set on like, just I'm going to be the best of all time.
Yeah.
But I'll settle for Tool for now. So that was kind of funny.
I did read that too. That was very good. So with this song too, let's get into some of the things we've seen about this particular song. So when the album came out in 2019, the band released a drum cam of them playing live of just this song of Pneuma, of Danny playing this song live. And I mean, I've watched that over the years. I've always thought, I've just been so blown away by that performance. But watching it again this week a couple times after just really enjoying Tool for the first time this week,
and like knowing the rhythm and knowing the pacing of the song,
knowing
too.
it better. Dude, Danny Carey, that drum cam video is absolutely insane. And just how goofy he is. I mean, the guy's like 6'5", and he always wears like the basketball kits, like the basketball jersey and shorts and everything. It's like you look like he's just such a giant dork. He always has a smile on his face, a giant smile. He's always just, and he makes it look so easy. Like anybody, oh yeah, I could play that, but you can't play that. Like that's
the thing, man. He just makes it look
his
so
finesse
easy.
is crazy. Yeah,
his weird time signatures too. Just you don't even know. Like most of the time, I don't know what he's doing. It just sounds like a normal 4/4. Like, oh, I can keep pace with it, but it's because he's letting me do that. He's allowing for me to be so.
Mm-hmm.
But then you talk to like drummers, and there's a bunch of the YouTube guys up like, oh, drummer, like professional drummer. Here's Pneuma for the first time, and then it'll break it down, and then he'll pick up on shit like what? Like well, I have no idea that Danny even fucking did that. Like a little fill he'll do. And like, did you notice that he did this and added the extra little symbol there? Like, that's so hard to do. And he crossed his hands. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. There's just so much stuff going on. And we're not drummers, but we can appreciate it and we like it and we can enjoy listening to it. But we're not drummers, so it's hard for us to pick up on a lot of the super nuance of someone this good.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And so there's two things I want to talk about regarding Danny. And they both involve the YouTube channel Drumeo. Are you familiar with Drumeo?
Of course.
Okay, so this is it's a
Whenever
really
I'm trying to learn like a part of something, I always just like Drumeo is always the one that YouTube will show me.
Drumeo is fantastic. It's an incredible channel. Whether you're wanting to learn drums or just watch their videos, because they have good relationships with most drummers. And they do a really fun series where they have a popular drummer come on and they have them. They'll play them a song like, have you heard this song? Have you heard this song? And the moment they say, no, I haven't heard that song. Well, now you're going to have to play the drums to this song without drums. So we're going to play you a drumless track and you have to make up the drum parts and you've never heard it. And I think it's so much fun. I think it's just, I fucking love that. Or
didn't we share that in our group chat of like funk R&B musicians playing Blink-182 songs?
Yeah. Or there was that one like jazz musician, jazz drummer, and he had never heard In Bloom from Nirvana. And he played it actually surprisingly well, but obviously it wasn't all right. But it's just shocking. You get these guys who are so incredible, and then they'll change their mindset. Like, okay, I know this is a rock pop song, so I'm going to play to that structure. I'm not going to go all fucking crazy with it and all that, like a jazz player. So I think that's a great series they have on Drumeo. But another one is that they'll have like a famous drummer come on and learn another drummer's song like as fast as they can. And they did you see the Mike Portnoy one from Dream Theater?
No.
He came on and they said, we're going to make you learn a Tool song and we're going to make you learn Pneuma. So they literally so Mike Portnoy sat there, listened to the song over and over and over again, annotated every part of the song, learned the song. It took him like 3 hours to do it, but he learned the entire song. And he said, and throughout the whole video, he's like, this is just not even fun. This is miserable. He said, this is the equivalent of like trying to figure out a mathematical equation. It's just not even fun for him. And Mike Portnoy
so good.
is obviously like one of the greatest drummers as well. I mean, he's up there. Incredible fucking drummer. But I mean, he was just like, why'd you give me this Tool song? Why'd you give me a Danny Carey song? Why would you do this? But it was Pneuma, and he did end up learning it. But you could see him like fucking up. Like he'd fuck up a part. It's like, God damn it! And it's like, what did you fuck up? I don't even know what you did.
That's like the equivalent of when you're like in school in like elementary school. Even today we still do it. Like, hey, who would win in a fight? You think like Superman or Hulk? You know, you say stupid shit like that. That's like, do you think like Portnoy could be good in like Tool? Like that's the equivalent. You know, that's the musical nerdy equivalent of those stupid scenarios.
Exactly.
Do you think Derek Jeter would strike out against like Shohei Ohtani? You know, like they're just stupid. It's so dumb, but like it's come to life and it's cool. It's fucking rad.
So there's also this paragraph from Drumeo, because the guys in Drumeo they broke it down. They broke down the time signatures and all that. And this is what Drumeo said about Pneuma. They said, breaking down the verse groove is a repeating cycle of 6/8, 6/8, 5/8, 6/8, 5/8, 5/8, which could be also grouped as 12/8, 11/8, 10/8 during the interlude. Carey plays a continuing pattern of Swiss Army triplets. I don't know what that is. While moving around various acoustic toms and drum pads. Outside of the verses, there are other time signatures throughout the piece, as well as 6/8 and 4/4 in the intro. Like just going in and out of all this kind of shit. Like how do you, I mean, just as like a normal person, musician, how do you remember where to switch up? You know, it's like a 4/4, that's whatever. But, and then switching up like one time, that just like fucks people up. Or even playing in 3/4. If you play a song in 3/4, it's hard to play a song in 3/4. You know, it's just, you're just not used to doing it.
You're just not like even like My Name Is Jonas is in 3/4.
Yeah.
And even that, it's still hard to get that because you're not used to it. I don't know.
Exactly. But this guy's jumping around all these fucking time signatures, and I don't know. Those are the two things I wanted to mention about Drumeo. Go watch that episode with Mike Portnoy. It's very good. They condensed it down to like I think a 25-minute video, but it took him like 3 hours to learn the song, something like that, and it's fantastic. But anyway, wanted to talk about that. Lyrically, I think it's, you know, how it's about how we're way more than just what we are physically, what we see physically, and how the physical form is more of a hindrance on the spirit and the soul. and then once we die, we kind of find like true happiness. That's what this is about. It's about thinking of the afterlife and where you go after that. And when you look at the name of the song, Pneuma, in ancient Greek it means breath, but in a religious context it means soul or spirit. So it all kind of plays together.
It all plays together. It's all the same thing.
So I dig it. I really, really dig it.
Good.
Pneuma. Yeah, the song is. This might be.
Else.
This is my favorite Tool song, like hands down. There's nothing better than this.
I think this is their best song. I think this is absolutely their best song. And Maynard like takes a back seat and chills.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He's not annoying.
So let's get into. Well, actually, all right. So then we get into the third track, Litany contre la Pure. I don't know how to pronounce
French.
that.
Say it like you're in France.
Oh, litany. I don't even know. It means litany against fear. That's what this means. This is an instrumental interlude. Really, just weird electronic kind of soundscape thing going on here. It's cool. It's a reference to Dune, the book Dune. It's something they say. Like there's like a mantra that they say in the book. And that's what this is a reference to. So there you go. Whatever, right? You don't care.
It just serves as a segue into Invincible.
Exactly. So we get Invincible is up next. 12 minutes 44 seconds. This is my fifth banger here. Litany was not a banger because it's an interlude. So who cares? So 12 minutes 44 seconds. Banger for you?
No, I mean, spoilers. This is going to get a high rankings for me. But Invincible is a banger, but it's not a top 3 banger for me.
Okay, that's fine.
I only listen to my top 3 bangers.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. You could be wrong.
More gum.
Don't.
Remember that one?
I do because you made such a big deal about it. But we're not going to get into fucking Billy Madison. Wait, Billy Madison, right? Yeah, Billy Madison. Yeah. We're not going to get into that. So what do you got on Invincible?
Invincible, starting off, that metronome sound, cool. I like it. I think this song is all about like journey, creating space. Adam never really stops that riff throughout, and sometimes like it serves a song, and other times he's just allowed to just indulge, be in the front. There's essentially 3 parts to like this loose, sweet thing that they got going on here. There's a hard push and pull here with these guys coming and kind of going as they please. I like the 5-minute mark. Carrie comes in with just like a strong beat that seemingly just comes out of nowhere, serves no purpose other than just like add another layer of context. Right, the big crescendo, if you will, leads to like the part like the 7-minute mark. These are all loose timestamps because by the time I'm like, oh, that was cool. What time was it? And I look at Spotify like, oh, it's already been like a minute. So these are loose timestamps. The big crescendo, like the 7-minute mark, is where Danny throws down these quick like fucking feet and toms.
Yes,
and then turns to the synth like why? Why do you need to add that? Because I fucking can. Because I can, and I will. And Adams is riffing, Justin providing support, and it's a cool spaced out kind of solo bit. And then like we get to the end, dude. The end, only to roll it back to the heavy part twice. We slow to a roll to drop into the heavy, which would have been like a fine ender, but then we get another one. We get the second one because the second heavy at like the 10-ish minute mark is when the band like fully gets to just get another couple licks in real fast, make it count. And again, why not? Who cares? Fuck it, because we can. Yeah,
this song really kind of goes all over the place. The first, I'd say, 3 minutes of the song, it's just like kind of straightforward bass line, clean guitar note picking from Adam, nothing really too crazy, and then just slow build up with Danny on the tom just doing his thing, just building. And then you get in some of the early instrumental sections, you get this kind of like ethereal guitar feel going to it, using a lot of effect pedals on that one. And then that builds, and then about like almost exactly halfway through, it drops into this like heavy fucking song, some double bass like you mentioned from Danny, just adding so much oomph to the song, and just adding so much character to the song, because he doesn't do double bass like that very often. Really only on 10,000 Days and this record, where he does like the double bass like in a metal sense. Like he does it all the time, like in the proggy way and jazzy way, but never like in a true straightforward metal way, like Meshuggah kind of way. And that's what we get here. And then we drop into the solo, Adam's solo with that phase, the phaser, whatever effect he's using on the guitar, like you mentioned. I think it sounds great. I like that it's a little bit wonky because every once in a while I want some wanky solos. I do want that. I think it adds a lot to these songs because these songs, like we mentioned, they just kind of trudge along. They don't veer off too much. So I would like more of that. And then there's like this short little drum solo. Maynard comes in with like this vocoder. How do you say that word? Vocoder. He used that effect on his voice, which I don't always like, but it works in the song. And then, like you said, there's two outros. Two heavy ass outros, but two very different outros. The first one is very Meshuggah heavy, chuggy kind of stuff. And Danny's just throwing in like a basic groove, like hi-hat, snare, bass drum, just simple shit right there. And then the second part of the heavy outro, it drops back into what we know, what Tool does best, where it's just the trudging stoner rock kind of feel thing to it. So I don't know. This song just takes you all over the place, like just so many different places. It's wild. It's a wild song, just absolutely wild song. Yeah. So Invincible, yeah,
it is
almost 13 minutes long.
Like I kind of want to go back to the Adam thing because this is not an Adam song. He does have several better parts, but he gets wanky. Adam gets wanky in the sense that if this was a different guitarist in a different band, these parts would be rife with just like all this kind of shit. But that's not Tool. It's just that would actually sound fucking terrible in Tool. It would sound stupid and it would be out of place and it would be dumb. Because you already have a guy that's wanky and overindulgent.
You have to find a nice middle point. Obviously not Yngwie Malmsteen or Omar. Are you right? Checking your ears? What are you doing?
No, there's not an earbud in this one. Omar's overindulgent all the time.
It's true. But that's his style. That's his charm.
That's his style.
Love it.
And I mean, by design, Omar makes sure that the song services him at all times. Mm-hmm. And it works. It's fucking great. Solo stuff? Sometimes.
But you've taken a liking to some of Omar's solo stuff, so that's nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of like building a little pile, and then I'll bring them all to the pot all at once, which I'm keeping, which I'm not keeping.
I like it.
Then we can do it all at once.
And I could just get upset with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so lyrically, some believe, and I get it. It's like a metaphor of the band and their relevance in music and pop culture. He in the song he describes like a tired and old warrior on the battlefield who even though he's about out of it, he still puts all of his heart into it, no matter what. And I get it. I get that's like a metaphor for the band, and because they're old. These guys are like mid to late 50s. You know, they're kind of nearing the end of their career at this point. They're in the later stages of their career, so it makes sense. And I like that.
Late stage career.
Like late stage capitalism. That's on the no-no list, dude. Late stage anything. I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't have said that. It makes me mad just thinking about that. I just said that.
You said it. I didn't say it. But yeah, this is cool. It's a very humble kind of thing. Humble. I don't even know. It's a normal process of life, and I don't think any rock stars or athletes or movie stars are like us. They're not real people,
except for Danny Carey. Seems like the only normal guy.
But I think even when he got his little fucking DUI tiff like a year or two ago, and he's like, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" And it's like, bro, dude, come on.
I completely forgot about that. Forgot about that.
Being a drunken asshole, and he's huge, right? And so they're like, "Fuck, dude." And like all the cameras are on, all the phones are out because he's Danny Carey and he's fucking huge.
How can you miss the guy? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always take that with like a grain of salt. Like, yeah, you're getting older, but like you're not a real person, so whatever, dude. I really don't care that much. But yeah, that's what I think. I think what you said. I agree.
Okay.
Lyrically.
So we get Legion Inoculum, 3 minutes and 9 seconds, instrumental, just soundscape stuff. It's once again, cool segue, right?
Yeah. This is one where I saw people say like just the wild accusations. Like if you sync this up with Chocolate Chip, it creates a whole new song. Or if you separate the channels in this and then add one of the channels to Numa, it creates a whole new song. Or something to do with like a spectrogram too. If you put this through like a spectrogram and you see like the whatever the fuck that thing does, then it's got like a whole different meaning to it. I'm like, God damn, bro, you guys are wild. I respect it though. It's cool.
Yeah,
very,
okay.
very Mulder, very X-Files.
It is, yeah. Just people just getting way too high and just kind of thinking way too into all this, which is likely the case. No disrespect to people who like to get high and do shit like that. That's fine, but it can lead to just wild speculations, and we've all known people like that. So, number was 6, or we move on to Descending.
Yeah, Descending 6.
This is 13 minutes 37 seconds long. It's my number 2 banger. I love this song. This broke my top 10 favorite Tool songs. So looking up, song structure, time signature, like I really understand it, but some people say, or a lot of people say, that many of the sections here could be 7/8 with alternating bars of 5/8 and 7/8, so just kind of going back and forth. So there you go. Like I said, we would never be able to count this out. It's just beyond our scope, beyond our pay grade to try to figure this out. We're just not good enough for that.
We're not drummers. We didn't start our band playing drums. It was never that. So
that's true.
I don't know.
So what do you have on this song? Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Descending. This is not a top 3 for me, but this is obviously a fucking banger. There's some wild parts to this. So again, driving familiar bass line, right? We've heard this bass line dozens of times over the Tool discography. They do this same exact sound over and over and over. But again, Tool reimagines itself constantly through their own plagiarism. They do this over and over and over to keep it all in the same Tool realm, but just add a little bit extra. Take a little bit off, add a little on top. I think Maynard is a little bit too much on this song, but he never flat out bothers me. He's never obnoxious. But I do appreciate his contribution, because in the beginning of the song, he's calm, he's chill, as if and then as the song progresses, he sort of like directs the pace at times and becomes increasingly more pleading, aggressive, until he's completely gone from the song and the onslaught of the other guys take over. But I like that Maynard, hand in hand, goes with the pacing of the song.
He does.
It's cool. I like the 5-minute mark. We get that carry groove, and Adam just playing it super safe with the easy chug. But again, creating space, creating a template that can easily go in any direction the band wants. And then Adam's solo, dude. Adam's solo fucking slays on
really
this.
Good on this song, yeah.
He just wails. He got this it's got this super melodic timbre to it. And then Justin's bass is deep here too. Adam actually has so many cool random parts on this fucking song. His range is wild. He goes from clean, soft chords to verb drenched solos. And even the solos have personality, right? Like he can hit that slow shit, but also crank out the wah, so it's wanky as fuck. And then he goes between pickups at parts to give it like the easy solo to a little bit more personality kind of. I don't know. It's fucking wild, dude. Adam's so good, and he's good at just being basic. He's
he is one of the most basic guitar players in metal, in
but
prog
if you're
music.
Be basic, you might as well be the best basic guitar player in the fucking history of the world, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And damn, dude does it. And parts of the song do sound like Disturbed's Down with a Sickness.
I can hear that.
Dun, 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 that thing.
I can hear that for
funny.
Sure. So yeah, the progression in this song, the way the song builds. I mean, the first minute and a half it starts out with this soundscape, and then it morphs into the sound of the ocean waves crashing, and then you get Adam coming in with some fairly clean, picking of the notes and all that, and then Maynard just ethereal kind of vocals doing his thing, what he normally does, and then it just builds. And what makes this song you think, okay, this song's going to be whatever, it's going to be average, and then you get to the instrumental break in the middle, like you mentioned, the heavy ass chugging, the bass playing is so thick in that mix, it's fucking incredible. I love
deep.
It's so deep. Yeah. And then the solo comes in, Adam's solo. The weird, it's a weird little solo. It's not too long, it's not too short. It's the right amount of time, and the solo comes in with a weird effect, and then it drops into that lead, that more of the lead guitar, like I mentioned earlier in the episode. This is the song I was mentioning, where he goes in and out of solos, and then guitar leads that he repeats over and over again, and then back into another solo, and then the instrumental outro is the best of it all. It's just the best of his solos, the best of the lead lines, mixed with Danny and Justin just ripping up that rhythm section. that instrumental outro is incredible. It's so fucking good. So yeah, it's the second half of the song that really does it for me. The build up in the beginning is necessary to get to this point, but once you hit that middle section, it's like, wow, now I fucking get it. This is why it's my 2B, because it builds to some. This is like the most payoff you get in most Tool songs. We talk about like the payoff and the building, the rising action, the drop. This is like probably the one of the bigger drops the band have done has been in this song, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Lyrically, about the decline of humankind, how we need to step it up and save society, how humans how humans and society in general are just apathetic toward everything, and because of that, that's going to lead to the downfall of people, of society. So it's a very moody record lyrically, very dark. But of the times, I mean, this is 2018, 2019 when he wrote these lyrics, because they've been working on these songs for many years. We didn't even talk about that 13-year difference between 10,000 Days and this record, Fear Inoculum.
13 years.
13 fucking years. And they were writing songs, like the three instrumentalists were all writing songs for years and years and years. But it wasn't until like the last 2 years that Maynard came in and wrote the lyrics, did the vocals and all that kind of stuff. But it makes sense. I mean, we're with Donald Trump first term in office, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Social media was a fucking monster at the time. Absolutely a monster. Those 4 years between 2015 and 2020, social media was a whole different thing compared to what it is now. For better, I mean, better in some ways and a lot worse in some ways too. So, and the lyrics on this album, really reflect the times, which is it's a cool timestamp. Honestly, it's a really, really interesting timestamp. But
it is a cool timestamp, but it's not. I don't think this will sound dated.
I don't think so,
in years to come, because it doesn't sound like anything else that was going on. This still sounds like '90s Tool in a lot of aspects, and this also sounds like Tool that no one's ever heard before. So I don't think this will sound dated, 30 years from now, which I think is cool. And like, plus what Maynard's talking about, obviously everything what he says is up to interpretation.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Take that.
All right. So let's get into Calling Voices. This is 10 minutes, 5 seconds long, and it's my 6B. So my least favorite song outside of the interludes. What do you got on this one?
I think it's probably my least favorite song too. But I still think this is incredible. Like it still wowed me my first listen through. Like this whole record is push and pull, this inhale exhale thing, and on the surface, like nothing really happens here, like nothing wild. But I definitely see this song as like the last sane moment, like the inhale before the scream. It's Maynard heavy in the first part, and in the middle part we get to that transition. Dude, Adam's ethereal guitar, Justin's deep bass. I could just fucking vibrate a house. It's so deep. Carrie just making noise again. But it's build, man. It's all build. It's all layering. I love Adam's like rhythmic pattern and his riff leading into the final third. Like here's where we get to like the exhale part. Like Tool doesn't ever drop that we say often enough into songs. They slowly fall back into the black, right? And then also like when they were playing this live, they would drop confetti to start the song. So like as the song's going forward, all the reflection from the confetti creates this fucking crazy twinkle throughout the entire like thing. And I thought that was really badass, and
that is cool.
It looked fucking dope. Cause like this is one of the songs people are like, oh dude, when I saw this live, that's what changed it for me. He's like, let's see what happens. And like pro shots from the back, I'm like, damn bro, that's cool. That looks good. That's good. Good performance. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a 10-minute song. The first 5.5 minutes of it, it's just fairly clean guitars, vocals, ethereal vocals. And then once the 5.5 minutes comes, there's some build from Danny, just kind of dropping in nice. And then there's a time in the song, which he doesn't do this a lot, which is so crazy for any drummer. The fact that he just goes into a normal kind of beat, like just using hi-hat, snare, and bass drum. The guy doesn't do that very often. If he does like big, like, expansive, heavy stuff, he'll use the ride cymbal a lot and snare and just do that kind of shit. And then in the verses, he'll just use all the toms and every other instrument outside of the snare, like every other drum outside of the snare. But then when he locks into a groove with just the snare, hi-hat, bass drum, I fucking love it. It's so welcoming because he rarely utilizes that. He rarely does that type of beat. So it's so cool when he does it. I just love when he does it. And he does it on this song for a very short amount of time, but he does it, and I love it. So lyrically, it's just the criticism of the way society, like how society, where society is heading at the time, how people are becoming more selfish, trapped in their own bubble, especially with social media, because you're only looking, the way the other algorithms feed you information is it only feeds you what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want to read, and you just get into this bubble of knowledge, and people, we even see it nowadays in 2026 where people are just, they get into this bubble and they refuse to listen to what other people have to say or other people's opinions, or even when people,
especially now,
or even when people are presented facts, people don't want to accept it, and they're just so locked on what they believe and refuse anything else. They're stubborn. And that's what this is. And yeah, I mean, since COVID especially, I mean, you and I right now are reading a book about the first 3 years of COVID. And I mean, we obviously all lived through it, but, reading it back again, just it really makes you think how fucked up those times were and how fucked up the media was and the government was to the people.
Yeah.
It
was bad.
I mean, it was bad when we were living it. Like, we realized it when we were living it. But then reading it back just sequentially, reading how fucked up it was.
It's fucking worse.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
It's absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean,
we're not going to
go on all. I love talking about COVID because it was such a like a landmark time for our, especially like America,
for society,
and what happened to us, and
culture, society.
We are still feeling the effects of that bullshit today.
Absolutely. So, and we're not COVID deniers. We're not anti-vax. Nothing like, shut the fuck up. Don't even try to even say that shit because we're not. So anyway, let's move on to.
I get vaxxed.
So let's move on to Chocolate Chip Trip. This is, but we're not anti-vax. That's what I'm saying. We're not anti-vax.
No.
This is more. This is like an interlude. Once again, 4 minutes 48 seconds. Very electronic driven with Danny kind of doing his thing under it. So it's cool. It's totally fine.
It's just it's his inner child coming out, and I did see a lot of people say they don't like the song, and that's fair, right? I guess
I thought it was
unless
cool.
you saw this.
This is the best interlude.
But we like drums. We like drum solos. We pretend to play the drums. So imagine someone who doesn't give a fuck about drums, doesn't like to play the drums, doesn't really listen to the drums when they're listening to albums. Like, this would suck. This would not be a fun song for them. So I get why people don't like this song, but it's fucking cool.
Yes, and then we drop into Tempest, but the T is the number 7. This is 15 minutes 43 seconds long. This is my third banger. Honestly, this might even break my top 10 favorite Tool song. I think this song is incredible. It harkens back to the heaviness of Undertow and Opiate, but still keeping with everything you know on Lateralis. That's really what it is. I don't think this is like, I don't think this represents 10,000 Days or even represents this record. This is truly the biggest throwback to their earlier days they've done since Anima, honestly. Like, this is truly like old school heavy Tool right here, but done in the coolest, proggiest way. I think it's great. But what do you have on this one? I mean, we'll get more into it goes in and out of stuff, but
yeah, this would have been my 3B. I don't know. It probably still can be. This song is so fucking good. This made my top 10 list. Dude, this song rips. Like, it's got, like you said, it has I think it has every era of Tool. There's a lot of aggression, and then a lot of Lateralis. Obviously, there's a lot of 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. But when the song kicks in after the intro, like dude, fucking Adam is amazing in this song. This is the song I was alluding to earlier. This is Adam's song.
From Blink-182, the better song. We all know it's the better song.
The song is really good. I fucking love that song.
Love Blink.
Yeah, this is like Adam's song. Like, heavy as fuck, dude. Carrie throws in those quick rolls, and they sound absolutely fucking great, absolutely crisp. Adam rips, man. I love his tone. I love his approach to guitar playing. And I've never, the way I've always wanted to be, the way I've always imagined myself as like me peak guitar playing is essentially like Adam. Like I've never wanted to put in the time to want to play like Eruption or be like Van Halen. I appreciate it. I love listening to it. That's never the guitar player I always set out to be. I've always wanted to be like someone like Adam, and it's crazy that I never got into Tool because this is the type of guitar playing I want to play like. He gets to let loose so much in the song, and it sounds fun. And I like when Adam solos because we don't get like a rhythm guitar all the time, right? So we get to just hear like Justin's nuance support Adam while keeping the rhythm tight. Like that's fucking cool, man. Just 3 dudes jamming out.
Yeah.
And his solo at like the 6-minute mark, I think it was so fucking good. Easy enough. Dude, up and down the fretboard. Throws in like quick riffs that remind us what song he's playing, but also like throws it back to like the big riff in Numa. And like this is Adam's song, and everything about it is just tailored to just make him sound so fucking rad. It's such a huge sounding rock song, but it's also proggy as fuck. Maynard has some cool parts. Yeah. He sings, he whispers, he chants, he growls. Yeah, it's cool. But that last part too, fuck man, just huge sounding rock jams.
Yeah.
Fucking rad.
I mean, just absolutely crushing riffs. I mean, it's not just like I said earlier. It's not just the chugging Meshuggah type of chugging that you hear on the last 2 records, but it's just like the punch in the face, just guitar riffs that you hear on Opiate and Undertow. That just I think this just make this song so brutal and heavy. Because that I don't know where it's not it's the riff and then the way Danny just kind of hits the snare and the crash, like ba da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba. Just everybody's just kind of really synced in together, and Danny's not just doing his normal kind of tom drums. Let's play all the time, play every fucking note. But he's playing more just like in sync with the guitar players. That's very early Tool, and I think it's fantastic. And not only that, Maynard's vocals on this even harken back to the early 90s, where it's just more about aggression rather than let's just try to make like an ethereal kind of like dreamy kind of feel to a song. It's just more of just kind of pissed off, angry vocals. Great way of going back to early Tool too, and I don't know, like we both said already, just really paying homage to the old Tool while also making it a really, really great prog song, 15-minute prog song. It's crazy good.
That's what it is. It's this, I don't know. It's just kind of like basic on the surface sounding rock song. And I think that's another part, especially in our teens and early adulthood, especially in our teens, why I never got into Tool, just because I was like, damn, this is boring. Because it is kind of like almost like objectively boring on the surface, right? Like it doesn't really go anywhere. Nothing really happens. It is kind of a boring band. So I think that's why, especially like I never got into them, because it's just like nothing really happens.
Yeah.
But like that's the point, dude. That's what's supposed to happen.
I think going into this week with a different perspective really changed a lot of things for me. And and I'm not just saying that because like we were riffing off of each other earlier in the week. Like I'm liking this more than I thought I was, but it was like 2 days into my listen through, and I got it through Anima, and before even talking to you about it, and I was already really enjoying myself way more than I was really expecting. And I thought it was going to be more of a thing when we were going to do the episode. You were going to hate it so much, and I was going to come in with like really positive things to say. But I think we were just feeling the same way while listening through Tool this week. It's just weird how we kind of synced up the same way with this band.
Usually, like a lot of times, we'll keep our cards hidden till the day.
We do,
of.
yeah. We don't tell each other our rankings
It makes for like a more fun episode and stuff like that. But this was more like I wanted to say something because I didn't want to do Anima.
Yeah,
like that's why the dialogue opened up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, that is just not. I don't want to do that shit at all.
Because normally when we prep for an episode, we won't really talk to each other about the record or the album of the week until like the day before, or if like there's a really cool song we hear during the listen through, we'll share it with each other. But otherwise, we don't really talk about what we're going to do on the next episode because we want to keep it new and fresh when we record that episode. But so it was a very 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 interesting experience with Tool this week. But I guess that kind of goes into
also-
a wrap up. But
Yeah, and there's not a lot to talk about this band, to be honest. Like, there's no. I didn't know Adam and Tom Morello went to high school together. That was fucking pretty cool to see. Like, I don't know, that's fucking.
Because didn't
badass.
Tom didn't audition for the band, but he was the one that linked him up with. Was it Maynard? Did
Yeah,
Tom link him up with Maynard?
Tom and Adam were in a band called Electric Sheep, and then Tom knew. Because Maynard was in that Green Jelly band.
Yeah.
And they
no,
were
Danny
already-
was in Green Jelly, or they were both in Green Jelly. I think.
Maybe they're both in Green Jelly.
I think they were both in Green Jelly. Yeah.
I think Maynard was for sure. Then Danny maybe just, I don't know, whatever. But they all knew each other in some capacity here or there, and then they were looking for a guitarist, and then Adam was playing bass in Electric Sheep, but he wants to play guitar, which is like the same fucking thing you're doing anyway. He's going to play guitar anyway. So then he joined up with them, and then Danny Carey felt bad, so he played drums.
Because nobody was showing up to like play with the band or audition for the band.
Yeah, but like they don't have a story that's rife with like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Bayside had a bus crash that killed one of them, which is not fun or anything, but it's interesting to read about and it's part of a history. And they don't have a lot of talking points other than these guys just take a long fucking time to do anything.
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, and even or like when we did the Mars Volta last week, there was so much stuff going on in the studio with the Mars Volta, like the way that Omar produces the record and records the records, and all the musicians, all the different characters of musicians that played on the record. There's just so much to get into and the background of it. But yeah, with Tool, there's just like there's nothing, man.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, very very straightforward, and that's not a bad thing. It's just an observation.
Not a bad thing. Just an observation.
So yeah, in the end, Mocking Beat is the last song, 2 minutes 5 seconds. It's just an instrumental, whatever.
I did see some of the Tooligans say like this is the ending of the record, and so like the record's all about like fear of like the death of humanity, and Mocking Beat was nature taking back over. And you see like those death movies or like those apocalypse movies. And then it's like, 100 years from now, and then like nature has finally taken over, and the buildings are all overgrown by moss. Mocking Beat was that song.
Okay, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's something. And then getting just real quick with the artwork. I don't remember who did the artwork for this record, but honestly, I don't like it at all.
I don't like any of their artwork.
I don't either. I think all of their artwork is bad. Like Lateralis is probably
exactly.
Lateralis is like the coolest one, but even then, I don't think it's that cool. But no, they have like the worst artwork in
the
rock
fucking
music.
worst.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's just
it's not just that I don't like it. I do agree. I think it's bad. I think they have terrible fucking artwork.
Like it looks like this one for Fear Inoculum. It looks like amateur. Like it looks like they typed into Google like Google Images
AI.
No, it just looks like typing into Google Images like early computer like wallpaper like 1990 like 1990s Windows 95 wallpaper, and that's what it is. Like it maybe it was intentional, I don't know, but I think it looks really stupid. But yeah, Windows 95 wallpaper, that's really what it looks like. Thinking about it now, that's really what it looks like to me.
They have shitty fucking artwork.
Yeah. It's all pretty much like Undertow. That's terrible. Undertow is so fucking bad. Anima, I think like what it's done over the years. Like that's such an iconic image, the Anima or Anima cover artwork, and then obviously Lateralis. That's also iconic for the band. But
they're
even
all going to be like no matter what you have there, it's going to be iconic because of the band. Like,
but I say
doesn't
Fear.
Make the band.
This record's got to be the worst. This record has to be the worst artwork they've ever had.
I think for me, like Undertow is the worst. That's
second worst.
Stupid.
That's second
fucking
worst.
Lazy and dumb. But Fear's up there. Fear's stupid as fuck. But like I think they're all bad.
They really are. All right, so let's give our final thoughts on this record. Rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got? Go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I understood Tool this week. Maybe Tool fans are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" But I think I got a grasp on what I like about Tool, and what I like about Tool is their ability to just create space great space and keep the groove going.
Mhm.
And I like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird too, because all the music that we have written for our own band that we have played over the years, the music that like the Blink and the Weezers, the music that we write sounds nothing like that. Like
true,
all
yeah.
the songs that we play, except for like that one punk song that we play over and over and over, but everything else is more in line with like. Obviously, we're not as good as Tool.
No, of course not.
But like, it is more like this. Like everything we've written sounds like this. Sounds more like this, and it sounds like Blink. That's fucking.
That's
for
true.
sure.
Yeah, the way our songs build and just kind of grow, and then I mean a very extremely light version of what this is, but yeah, and not nearly as good.
I mean,
but I get what you mean. Yeah, it's closer.
Give it time.
It's closer to this than it would be like a Blink song.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's far closer to this. I think that's just interesting. It's more interesting to write this music, but it's more fun to listen to Blink.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why people like Tool. Not everything they do, I think, is untouchable. But dude, Fear Inoculum hit me hard this week. I was like,
great.
damn, this was good. Twice today.
That's crazy. I can't. This is an hour and a half long. 3 hours of one record.
And I never
That's crazy.
even like two people, because Wednesdays are usually pretty slow days.
At your record store.
So yeah, at the record store.
Desert Grooves Records.
Shout out. Yeech. But a pretty slow day. And you've been to my store, so the next door, the barber shop, they play their music pretty loud.
They do.
We have bigger, better speakers. We have just like these nice JBLs that if I wanted to, I could drown out the whole fucking neighborhood with them. I don't, because that loud music is obnoxious 6 hours a day, fucking 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But today was loud. Today was the loudest I think I've ever played music while people were in the shop.
Nice.
And everybody liked it. Everybody dug it, dude. They were like, what is this? This is cool. And I was like, this is Tool. It's Fear Inoculum. Do you have this? Is this for sale? I was like, nah.
Yeah. Got no Tool.
Nah,
bro. They don't press their records on vinyl, man. Adam Jones hates them. Adam Jones hates his own band.
They also did say that like getting vinyl represses or any kind of music decision is a group decision, and if
makes
one
sense.
member of the group decides otherwise, then nope, done. They don't do it. So I like that. But what? And also, like, as far as Lateralis, right? The only pressing we get from Lateralis is a fucking picture disc. And picture discs
is it one LP?
notorious.
Is it one LP too?
No, it's two LPs.
Okay, I was gonna say
It's two
that'd be
LPs.
crazy if it was one.
Picture discs, for those not in the now of vinyl, picture discs are notorious for just sounding like shit because you're pressing a picture on top of a vinyl and then putting that in the grooves, which adjusts fidelity. But it's like, dude, how the fuck this band that spends, and their records sound absolutely amazing, like production wise, sound amazing.
Yeah, that's
put cans on, like, holy fuck, dude, you guys tried really, really hard to make this sound good, and you achieved that.
The mix,
for a band to
mastering,
put that much effort, and then put out a picture disc for like arguably your best or most important or most popular record is just fucking. It's stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
That's straight up stupid. Yeah,
it is stupid. But anyway, Fear Inoculum, this got me this week, dude. This fucking hit me hard. I love this record. This is a perfect record, brother, through and through, front to back. I think this is absolutely perfect. I cannot even believe how fucking good this was. Every part of this record, every bit of downtime was just as exciting for me as every bass line, as every Adam solo, as every Danny Carey part, as every time it made her open his mouth. Everything was so good. Oh, this was so good.
Wow. Okay.
Ate it up.
So my final thoughts on this one. I love how they've just evolved so much as a band, going from the early kind of grunge scene, going just very aggressive music, to Lateralis, which is just this experimental, proggy, weird ass shit that just trudges along. And then, with 10,000 Days, you get the Meshuggah style guitar playing, and that goes into this record as well. I mean, this and 10,000 Days are Adam's best performances on guitar, and honestly, he's my least favorite part of this band. Yet we've talked about him so much, which is insane.
I love him.
But yeah, then Danny Carey, of course, the greatest drummer of all time. I mean, objectively, the greatest drummer of all time. And Justin Chancellor, also incredible too. Maynard does his thing, Maynard. and this record, I was really shocked because I listened to this record 3 times. I listened to it twice with cans on, and I listened to it once on my big stereo behind me, loud. And yeah, it's just it hit the same way every single time, but with cans on, it really does do something special. So I don't know. I think this record, we've gone so deep, way deeper into this than I was ever expecting we would. So I'll give this record a 2.75 out of 3.
Would you give 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
2.75. I'll give them both 2.75. I would give Lateralis 2.5 out of 3. I wouldn't give any of these perfect because they're just, to me, I haven't gotten to that point where I feel that they're just not there. They're not Cygnus. They're not Cygnus. They're not Amputecture from Mars
They're not
Volta.
trying to be though.
I know they're not trying to be, but comparing those 3 records to Francis or Amputecture, just it's not. You just can't do it. I can't give it this time. I cannot give this a perfect 3 out of 3. I just can't do it. But you know what? I will give a perfect 3 out of 3 to is Louder Now from Taking Back Sunday.
Oh God! So you think Louder Now is a better record than this?
I enjoy Louder Now from Taking Back Sunday more than I enjoy Fear Inoculum from Tool. Yes, very different styles of music, obviously, but
that was good.
I do enjoy Louder Now more. Yes,
I can't remember. I mean, just off the top of my head, I can't remember a time when we've done a record on the pod that I'm not familiar with or haven't listened to a lot that fucking just like wowed me the way Fear Inoculum did.
I feel like there was one a year ago. Unwritten Law. Honestly, I don't care. Unwritten Law, just that whole episode, that whole week blew me the fuck away. I couldn't believe how good that band was. I think
so. I'm looking back on the rankings. Also, like the Husker Du for me.
Yeah, Husker Du, Minutemen.
Fuck.
Minutemen as well.
That was holy fuck.
Yeah. But I think Unwritten Law for me was something like I can't believe I've never gotten into Elva or Swan or Here's to the Morning, the self-titled. It's just crazy. Like that four record run of Unwritten Law was just absolutely incredible. I loved it. But
even like Unwritten Law too, we still knew a bunch of their songs.
We did.
And we still loved a bunch of their songs.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's still a little bit, it's not quite the same as Tool. And like Minutemen, we still knew who the Minutemen were. We still liked a bunch of their songs. But
I only knew like one Minutemen song. And that was
Sublime Alone fucking does
they
3 of their
did.
songs.
No, you're right. Okay, that's true. Descendants,
and then like
Descendants,
Jackass, dude. Like
another
Jackass
one.
Opening sequence is fucking Minutemen.
But Descendants are another one. Like 3 or 4 years ago.
Years ago.
I know, but that was another instance where like we never really listened to Descendants, even though so many bands we love cite them as like inspiration, but we never got into them.
Descendants was the biggest for sure. Descendants was the biggest band that like we never got into, and like I didn't really know any Descendants song. The one song that I knew was just because MXPX did a cover of it.
Well, Sublime
I knew
did
the MXPX version one. Yeah, and then also Bad Religion did it. But yeah, as far as like Husker Du, that was one because I never listened to fucking Husker Du.
Yeah, same here.
Meat Puppets, like obviously we know who the fucking Meat Puppets are.
Of course.
But yeah, dude, this was just something that like going into all of those things too. We didn't go into those like hating the band, right?
True.
Like, we went into this not hating Tool, but expecting like, oh fuck,
indifferent.
We
were
doing this
very
shit?
Indifferent. Like yeah.
So yeah, this was a big surprise. This was a big wow. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Same.
It was fun.
Samesies. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what we do. That's what the kids do. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you smash that subscribe button. Or I already said that. Fuck. Why am I repeating myself? What is wrong?
What the fuck? This is
oh my god, dude. What am I
the hell?
doing? Thank God this is the end of the episode. Thank God this is the end of the episode. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Who cares?